is where we are tonight for Game 2 of this series between the Dodgers and the Arizona Diamondbacks. National League Western Division baseball tonight. Hi again, everybody. Along with Oral Hershiser, I'm Tim Neverett. Kirsten Watson will join us in just a little while. And Oral, last night, what a fun night. What a fun story. Steven Souza Jr., who's undergone so many challenges professionally, injury-wise and whatnot, wasn't even sure that he was going to play baseball anymore, has a great defensive play, hits a home run, helps win the ball game.
Yeah, he comes back to a ballpark he's very familiar with, and the veteran brought some energy last night, but he started to create it with this defensive play in a 0-0 tie. This records an out, and you're just glad he gets up from this collision with the wall, but outstanding job with the guts and the glove, and then he does this the next inning. He gets the Dodgers on the scoreboard, but this is not just any home run. This is for a veteran that has come a long way back.
And coming just a short way back from a bad outing against the Rangers was Trevor Bauer. He got the bounce back that he needed, but overall, Dodger pitching was exceptional.
Yeah, momentum is about starting pitching, and the pitching last night was incredible. When you look at what they had done, all the zeros waiting for the offense to erupt, the offense finally did erupt. By the time they did it, it was the bullpen that got to finish it off. Kenley Jansen out there looked fantastic. And again, the mantle falls on Walker Buehler to continue this winning. And the winning ways have started with the starters. Walker Buehler attacked these guys the last time out, mostly with the two-seamer and the curveball. Let's see if he's effective again.
So Walker Buehler going tonight. With more on Walker, we welcome in Kirsten Watson. Kirsten?
Thanks, Tim. Walker Buehler comes into this game with 29 consecutive wins, 0 losses. After his last outing, he was asked what pride he has in that number of wins, and he said, while he's proud that he's been able to go deep into games and to contribute, he said that those wins are truly a credit to the offense of this team. But I should add, when he was asked if he remembers when he last lost, he said he very clearly and very to the point, September 2019 against the Rockies.
It has been a while, and he hopes it's a while longer, that's for sure, as Buehler will take on Matt Peacock. Dodgers and Diamondbacks coming up from Chase Field in Phoenix. To share it with them, the Dodgers 5-0 against Arizona this season. Last year in 10 meetings, they went 8-2. They have owned the Diamondbacks.
They absolutely have owned the Diamondbacks in every category.
And they own Chase Field as well. Look at all the Dodger blue. We know Pantone 294 is there tonight, plus there's a lot of Dodger fans in the Valley of the Sun, and they are there too. You go all around the stadium, and it's practically all Dodger blue. It's an incredible sight to see at a road game.
I just tweeted out, we see you on the broadcast, now let's hear you too.
It should be a home field advantage for Dave Roberts' Dodgers, with the exception that they're not going to bat last. But here's what they're going to look like when they bat first tonight. Mookie Betts will lead off. Gavin Lux moves back into the 2-hole. Justin Turner will hit third, then Will Smith clean up. Matt Beatty in the lineup at first base. Chris Taylor, A.J. Pollock, Zach McKinstry bats 8th, right in front of the pitcher, Walker Buehler. And they will face Matt Peacock. Peacock, the 27-year-old out of Alabama, went to the University of South Alabama in Mobile. 23rd round pick in 2017 by the Diamondbacks. Made his big league debut this year. Last year, of course, at the alternate site, didn't get called up, but here he is, and started in the bullpen and has now been forced into the rotation due to the many injuries the Diamondbacks have with their starters. And we are underway with strike one to Mookie Betts. Well, Betts, 251, 8 home runs, did not have a hit last night, and he starts tonight putting this one into the gap in right center field. Picked up by Ketel Marte, and into second base with his 19th double of the season is Mookie Betts, and that's how the game begins.
Really good piece of hitting on a low fastball that he stays down and through. That could have easily been a ground out, but he stays with it, stays down and in his legs, and drives that ball to right center. And it doesn't have to get to the wall for Mookie to get 2.
Stand-up double for Betts. Gavin Lux trying to get him over or in. Lux starts with a .246 batting average. Gavin's been getting on base, and one of the other things we've seen him do recently too, Orel, is go the other way. When he gets a pitch on the outer half, he's not been afraid to take the ball to left field. One ball and one strike.
Gavin continues to grow as a hitter at the big league level. I'm sure at the minor league level, facing minor league level pitching, completely different, but he has learned to give in a little bit on certain at bats to take that base hit to left. Right here, he'd like to use the other side of the field.
And Peacock's 1-1 pitch. Strike called by home plate umpire Doug Eddings. A ball and 2 strikes as Lux falls behind Peacock. Peacock making his 7th start of the season, his 15th overall appearance. Has lost his last 3 starts, and Lux goes down on strikes, 1 away. So Peacock, 5th season with the Diamondbacks organization. I mentioned he's out of the University of South Alabama, and that's the same college that one of the Diamondbacks legends went to, and Luis Gonzalez. Justin Turner, the batter. Turner at .275, 12 home runs to start the night. Driven in 34. Since 2013, when Turner joined the Dodgers, there's only been 10 active 300 hitters in the majors. And Turner 10th on that list right now at an even .300 career.
That's consistency.
So from 2014 to now, he's hit .300 even.
This year he got off to a hot start, and then he slowed down, and now he's back to looking like himself. 12 home runs this early in the year. He's set for a big year.
Ground ball left side to Ahmed. Betts can't advance. 2 down. Ball hit to the right of Mookie Betts. He can't move up. And the sure-gloved Nick Ahmed, who is error-free in 43 of his last 44 games. He's had just 1 error over his last 44 games. And Will Smith with 2 out. The Dodgers try not to spoil a leadoff double from Betts. Ball 1 to Will.
1 through 4 last night was 0 for 10, but they had 5 walks. Mookie's first hit, the hit from the top of the order, but they could use 1 more right here.
Now the slider is the big pitch for Peacock. He's got a kind of a different mix, fastball, changeup, but the slider has been his out pitch, and he's ended up with a lot of ground balls as a result. He has a ground ball rate of almost 62%, which is 3rd highest in the majors. And Will grounds one foul, third base side.
He needs to get the Dodgers to hit the ball on the ground, because his fly ball to home run ratio is one of the worst in the big leagues. When you get it in the air off of him about 1 out of 4 times, it's going to be a home run.
Yeah, the home run has been an issue for him. Dodgers hoping to take advantage of that, perhaps. 2-1 pitch coming to Will Smith. That's at second. 2 out. And Will gets it in the air. Right field and deep. It is carrying to the wall. It is gone! A 2-run home run. Will Smith. And the Dodgers jump out in front 2-0.
Tip of the hat to Will Smith, but this is the difference between being a ground ball pitcher and making your mistakes below the knee, or a ground ball pitcher and making your mistakes up. When you make them up, they are just flat and easy to barrel up. Even if it has movement, it stays on the barrel, and Will Smith takes that moving fastball and plants it out there in right field.
Well, Pavin Smith gave it all he had, but it was out of his reach, and the Dodgers strike first. When they score first in a game this year, they're 31-12. But Will Smith gets him on the board with his 8th home run. RBIs 24 and 25 for Will, and Beatty goes to right center and deep. This ball's got a chance, and it's gone. Or off the top of the wall, and Beatty will stop with a stand-up triple.
Must have hit just below the yellow line. There was so hard. That might be a home run. I'm sure the Dodgers will want to look at it.
Let's see where this one went. I mean, it carried really well.
Second baseman, number 3.
And let's see where it went. Did it hit yellow or go above or below it? Just below. Yep. Wow.
It's kind of like when you wait for the home run sign when the ball's down the line to the foul pole. That was a tough one to call. Visually, just like going fair or foul.
Well, 2-out stand-up triple. Matt Beatty's first triple of the season. And here comes Chris Taylor. Today is an anniversary for Chris Taylor. 2016, the Dodgers acquired him from Seattle for Zach Lee. And boy, has it worked out for the Dodgers.
You know, Zach Lee with a very short career, and Chris Taylor is going to have a very nice career, and still is, and maybe in his first All-Star year this year.
Taylor hits it on the ground to Ahmed. He'll sling it on to first to get Taylor, but the Dodgers strike for 2. Will Smith's 2-run home run. That spots Walker as he will come out with a lead to face the Diamondbacks. Back in Phoenix, we go to the bottom of the first inning. Dodgers with a 2-0 lead. Arizona will send out Josh Rojas first. Then Ketel Marte, Eduardo Escobar in the 3rd spot. Walker batting cleanup. Kelly Peralta, Pavin Smith in tonight, didn't play last night. Nick Ahmed still in the 8th spot. Matt Peacock pitching and batting 9th. And Walker Buehler looking for his 7th win. And he will set sail to Rojas here. And starts him off with a strike. StatCast powered by Google Cloud.
Walker Buehler using a lot of fastballs, 4-seamers, but also mixing in the cutter, slider, and the curveball at equal amounts. But against these Diamondbacks in his successful outing this year, he switched it up a little bit. Didn't throw quite as many 4-seamers, threw more 2-seamers and curveballs compared to sliders.
Rojas fouls this one away. Ball at 2 strikes.
We'll see what he's got in store for him tonight. These Diamondbacks are not real good against the up 4-seam fastball, which is one of the Walker's strengths. And we'll see if when he goes to slow him down, will he slow him down more with the slider or the curveball, which is even slower.
1-2. And a bouncer at first base side, and right there is Chris Taylor. Throws him out. 4-3 put out, 1 gone.
Cutter on the hands hit weakly.
Now, second outing against the Arizona Diamondbacks for Buehler. He threw 7 scoreless at him back on the 17th of May here at Dodger Stadium, where Orel and I are. It's funny sitting in the booth here and you say here at Dodger Stadium when the game's in Arizona, but that's where we are. Ketel Marte, a .344 hitter, switch hitter batting left. Strike 1. Look at Marte from 2 seasons ago, an all-star with Arizona, and played a lot of second base back then, but primarily playing in the outfield now. That's to Beatty. 2 down in the first. Well, fans, if Dodgers pitchers strike out 10 hitters tonight, everyone gets a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow at Jack in the Box with the purchase of a large drink. Valid only at LA area restaurants. Came close last night. 9 strikeouts last night.
Usually we get Jumbo Jacks.
Yeah.
With this pitching staff, it is more often than not, there are at least 10.
Eduardo Escobar, the batter. He takes a strike. So far consistent with that first pitch strike. Started each hitter off with 1 here in the first inning. And there you go. The appeal down to Gabe Morales, the third base umpire. Brian Knight's at second. Bill Miller is at first. And again, Doug Eddings calling the balls and strikes tonight. Escobar behind in the count, a ball and 2 strikes.
We'll see if Walker gets his first strikeout here, but he's gone a little bit away from trying to strike hitters out and really more to contact, weak contact. It's really helped his pitch count.
And looking, there goes Escobar. Strikeout number 1 for Buehler as Escobar was watching the paint dry. 2-0 after 1, Dodgers.
By your Southern California Lexus dealers. Early, oh wow, do they follow instructions? Early offense, that would mean the top of the order would have to get involved, and yes they have. Use rest when Walker Buehler's on 5 days rest like tonight. He's 3-0 with a 1.58.
A.J. Pollock swinging at the first pitch. Hits it to right, and Pavin Smith makes the catch, and that's the first out of the Dodgers' second.
Last key to the game was stay perfect, and that'll be up there until the bullpen gives up a run. They have 13 2/3 scoreless. They are streaking with
number 8 hitter Zach McKinstry. Zach did not get in the ball game last night. The right fielder was Steven Souza Jr. against the left-handed starter Caleb Smith. So right-handed starter tonight, left-handed bat in there, and McKinstry. We talked about this back to the folks in the studio before the game about the length of the lineup, and Dave Roberts, without 3 of his biggest left-handed bats available to him in Seager, Bellinger, and Muncy, you still have somebody like McKinstry who can fill that role at the bottom part of the order and get a pretty solid left-handed bat in the lineup. We understand Max Muncy hit a home run today in a simulated game over at Camelback Ranch. Cody Bellinger took at bats as well. We saw Corey Seager taking BP in the cage on the field today. And McKinstry to left center and a base hit. 1-out single for Zach, his 25th hit of the year.
This is what his sweet swing looks like. Staying on a pitch and hitting line drives to the opposite field. Does he able to pull the ball? Yes, but this is when he is on all pitches and looks really good.
Walker Buehler with 1 out. Buehler square, pulls it back, takes a strike. Walker with 3 sacrifices this year. Watching the Arizona pitchers take BP today, you can say, people say, well, aren't you at Dodger Stadium? How come you're not even there? How did you see it? Well, we have a feed that we can see. There's a camera that will show us that while we're here prepping for the game, so we actually can see who's taking batting practice. Buehler puts it down nicely. 4th sacrifice bunt of the year for Buehler. That moves McKinstry into scoring position. 2 down.
Center fielder Mookie Betts.
Mookie's 1 for 1 with a double.
He's got the rest of the game to come up with a multi-hit game.
And he's hit well in this ballpark traditionally. He hasn't played a lot of games at Chase Field, but in the ones he has, he's hit well over 300. Chance to pick up a base runner at second base with 2 down. And right-hander Matt Peacock getting ready to deliver. Strike 1 to Betts. Yeah, you're right when you talk about how that up fastball, if he misses with that, it is going to be painful for the Arizona pitcher. Will Smith already made him pay tonight. Matt Beatty almost did.
You don't see as many guys going with the two-seamer predominantly anymore with the modern swing that can kind of get down and get under it. But it's even worse when you go to try and sink it and leave it belt high. It is very hittable as they've got the speed, time, and then the movement is flat and stays on the barrel.
Marcus Lynn Betts with a 2-1 count on him. 2-2. So for Peacock, it's his second appearance against the Dodgers this year. He pitched at Dodger Stadium on May 19th. Gave up an earned run in 5 1/3 innings pitched. He did not get a decision. Dodgers would win that game. Is that a case of just overthrowing the pitch?
Yeah, and sometimes it's a case of too much respect for the hitter or a little bit of fear of contact. So you're like, I want to make the perfect one, and then if your thoughts get involved at the very end near the release, you can jerk it over there.
Payoff to Mookie. He walked it. 2-out, 3 pass. First and second, 2 men out.
Shortstop.
When Mookie steps on first base, Gavin Lux will come up. So you know you're off to a good start when your leadoff hitter and the second hitter in the order at least have come up twice in 2 innings. It's usually a good sign.
The Peacock avoiding Mookie Betts' bat, who's right-handed and already has a double off him, gets up there with a guy that hits from the left side, and Peacock against lefties, 329 with an OPS over 1,000. So this was not a good equation for the Diamondbacks.
Well, Carson Kelly wants to go out and have a word with his pitcher. Overall, Peacock is 2-4, but 1-4 as a starter. As I mentioned earlier, he's lost his last 3 starts.
The last 3 starts, he's got an ERA over 7, and he's working on that again.
For him, it's sort of a baptism by fire thrown into the rotation. And now you're facing the world champs when your team is on the longest skid in franchise history.
Carson Kelly went out there and looked like he was talking about, we're not going to get anything done unless we get some strikes.
And we got one there.
Give him a little encouragement, like, look, I'm back there, I can see your pitches and you've got good enough stuff to win. And you start pumping your pitcher up and saying, just give me strikes with what you have.
Do you believe your catcher all the time? You try to do that?
Certain catchers.
Well, and the other way is Lux. That's down for a hit. McKinstry rumbling home. He will score. 3-0 Dodgers on a 2-out RBI single for Gavin Lux.
In his last at bat, you spoke about how he uses the opposite field sometimes, and this is the maturing of a young hitter. Just not trying to do too much. Take the pitch where it's thrown. A tailing up fastball. Took it right where the movement was going. And enough speed for McKinstry to score, because you're off at the crack of the bat with 2 outs.
Lux 1 for 2, his 31st run batted in, and here's Turner 0 for 1. Turner grounded to Nick Ahmed at short in the first inning. Good speed at second base and Mookie Betts. And really good speed at first and Gavin Lux. So if Turner can get the Dodgers some more separation here. They'll chase the slider. You said certain catchers you'd believe. Certain catchers you might not. Anybody come to mind?
I'm not going over the roster.
It's called a follow-up question.
That's right.
Kind of left him dangling there. Ground ball to deep short. Throw to second, and they retire Lux on the force out. That retires the side. But the Dodgers do get a run on 2 hits, and it's now 3-0. Let's check out the T-Mobile coverage cam. 1 is the loneliest number. Diamondback fan in the middle of all those Dodger fans. Great seats, hey buddy?
I thought I was going to a home game.
You are. It's a Dodger home game. Look at all the blue there tonight. Amazing. 3-0 for Walker Buehler as he fires in a strike to Christian Walker, and we say hi to Kirsten.
Tim, Panto 294 has a group of 1,400 Dodger fans deep in at Chase Field. So it's 1,400 fans there with Pantone 294. So obviously, as we can see, a big group of Dodgers fans out there.
Yeah, it's not only them, but remember before the Diamondbacks came, that was kind of Dodger country, you know, in terms of fans following Major League Baseball. So there's still a lot of Dodger fans in the Phoenix area regardless, and Pantone 294 is 1,400, just adding to that number tonight. But I mean, being a visiting player and you turn around and you see all your fans, what is that like?
Oh, it's really a different vibe, because you come out of the visiting dugout normally and are almost kind of like putting on your armor, getting ready to be attacked a little bit with some barbs. But to come out of the visiting dugout and go onto the field to get loose for the game and to be cheered is just the best thing you could feel, because you have different motivations. At home you listen to the positive remarks and say that's inspiring me, and on the road you listen to the negative ones and say that's going to inspire me. I used to think about the guy that was yelling at me on the road over the bullpen as I was warming up, that I was going to send that guy home up the tunnel mad and out to his car kicking himself going, I can't believe Hershiser did that to us tonight. And I was thinking about the positive stuff when people are encouraging you at Dodger Stadium about, I want to send those people home happy. I am really going to concentrate. I'm going to go after it tonight. So just whatever stimulus is coming at you, you got to use.
Check swing by Walker.
Just pre-play the emotions and then understand what you're supposed to do with them, which is ultimately figure out a way to take them and be your best.
Well, Buehler hopes to send a bunch of people home happy tonight when he's on the road, which
exactly
not a lot of pitchers get to do. Got him. Strikeout number 2. Bookended Walkers. Walker Buehler strikes out Christian Walker.
High cheese, and you can put that on your jumbo jack if we get to 10.
Only 8 more. You got a cheese preference?
On my hamburgers?
Yeah, cheese, kind of cheese.
American usually on my hamburgers, but I'll go, you know, different flavors at different times. I'm not a big Swiss guy. How about you?
Cheddar?
Cheddar, yeah, cheddar American. American's
Cheddar's
probably
good.
chemical cheese. Cheddar's real cheese.
Real cheese. That's why I said cheddar.
Yeah.
Chemical cheese. I've never really heard it referred to as chemical cheese.
Man-made cheese out of other things.
Carson Kelly takes a strike on the corner.
Tastes good though.
He just got some man-made cheese right there at 97.
Yep, exactly.
2-1 to the catcher, Carson Kelly, a .260 batter for the Diamondbacks. 20-51 for the Diamondbacks. They've lost 21 of their last 31, 38 of their last 43. Kelly's hit, and that did not look good for Carson Kelly.
It reminds you of Corey Seager, Justin Turner. Guys will get hit, and on these check swings, their hand is moving forward a lot of times, so it's not where you can kind of shield yourself and deaden the blow by moving away from the ball. It's not on the hand, though.
They're going to look it over and see what's what, but Lavello probably asking himself, what now? He got it on the right wrist. You're right. That's just when you're moving your hands into the hitting zone. And
yeah, it just you're increasing the impact with the check swing. Getting hit and pulling away and kind of getting deflected on, but solid blow, and you watch what direction the ball goes after it hits somebody, and that's how you could tell how solid it was. If it just lands right at their feet, it hit them pretty bad.
A good sign for Kelly is he's going to stay in the game. Still feeling the effects of it.
They'll take a look at that later for sure.
It'll sting for a while, but he's feeling well enough to stay in.
See what happens with the swelling.
The first base runner for the Diamondbacks, Stephen Vogt, the backup catcher, the veteran. He was walking around just in case he was going to get the call to go in.
I'm sure he's going to go back up the tunnel into the locker room, maybe start doing some stretching, some jogging, just in case he's called upon.
Left fielder David Peralta takes ball one. That's the kind of thing too that can flare up as the game goes along. It can swell and become more uncomfortable as the night progresses. The Diamondbacks will keep a close eye on Carson Kelly. Seems like so far Buehler has not had a problem dotting that pitcher's pitch right there. Knee high outside corner.
He's had a great year, but this is one of the better ones I've seen as far as stuff and location early in the game. I mean, he is on the edges with that cutter into lefties. He's gone up the ladder with the fastball. He's gone low and away with the fastball, and he's mixed in the curveball that he ended the first inning in was one of the better curveballs he's thrown this year.
You mentioned it earlier. We've seen him not try to punch everybody out all the time. Looking for some weak contact here and there. Why do you think the change in Buehler?
He wants to go deep into games. He wants to be out there as long as possible, and I think Clayton Kershaw is one of his role models. I think he's realized too that he's had some of his best stuff and be breezing through lineups with just hard stuff, where all of a sudden the home run ball hurts him later in the game because it's second or third time around the order. He's attacking the hitters the same way, and I think he's decided he's going to mix his pitches a little bit better and be more of a mystery the second and third time around the order.
Payoff pitch. We'll have another chance to get Peralta here.
He's feeling frisky today on 5 days rest. We're seeing a lot of 97s, and that last one was at 98.
One out, one on. Dodgers up 3-0.
93 with some cutting action. Remind you how Kenley Jansen closed out last night's game.
Buehler's payoff to Peralta. Up high, lost the handle on that one, and he's walked him, so 2 free passes. Hit batsman now a walk, and the Diamondbacks will bring the tying run up and Pavin Smith.
Download the MLB app to get in-game video highlights, live pitch-by-pitch, breaking news, player updates, stats, leaderboards, and more for your Dodgers and the rest of Major League Baseball.
Smith has been swinging a very good bat. He has been a bright spot in an otherwise dismal time for the Diamondbacks. He's got the best average in Major League Baseball since May 25th, hitting .357. And he grounds one right to Taylor. Lucks one. That's 2. And the double play. Pitcher's best friend. Still 3-0. We head to the 3rd in Phoenix. Powered by Google Cloud.
99 miles an hour off the bat. It is a hard hit ball, but it was hit correctly at the right launch angle and just enough distance. And the power numbers have come on for Will Smith. Those first 50 games, you see he was searching for it a little bit with a guy with his resume so far in this young career. But the last 7 games, 3 dingers. He might be heating up.
Good time for it. Start of a road trip. We get tonight and then tomorrow afternoon here in Arizona, then on to San Diego for 3. Before heading back to Dodger Stadium, you got 4 with the Cubs and then 2 with the Giants the next homestand. So it's be a really good time for Smith to get hot. Peacock delivers low and away. Ball 1. And for Smith, the opposite field home run too, going the other way, showing that opposite field power. Strike on the slider. Smith checking to see if he swung or not. So Will behind, a ball and 2 strikes. Like chopping down a tree here.
Like it almost got him twice. Front foot.
It did.
Back knee. Oh.
2 for the price of 1. And there's a bullet to left center field, and Will Smith is 2 for 2. Guess he was tired of fouling pitches off of his feet and knees and decided to put one in play.
Halfway to the cycle, and this is a triples ballpark out there in center field with those angled walls, so you never know.
And Matt Beatty found that out as he hit it as far as you can in this park without getting a home run. Came down at a funny angle and bounced in front of the yellow line way out by the 413 mark where the shelf kind of goes up. One thing that hitters tell you too, yeah, right there, bounced right in front of them. But one thing hitters will tell you is even though this is a dome, there seems to be a jet stream to left center field. In other words, balls seem to carry very well to left center. You get a look at where that ball hit. So that's about as far as you can hit one without getting it out. It came straight down. 2-0 to Matt. He bounces it to the right side. Good play by Walker. They'll only get the front side out there with Smith being forced out. And Christian Walker with a pretty good play on Matt Beatty.
Christian Walker with some ups, and then the throw down to Ahmed where Will Smith kind of blocks this out, and Ahmed at the end takes a huge deep breath like he lost it. Watch Nick Ahmed from this angle right here. He's like, where was that ball? Whoa. Takes a lot of confidence to say, I'm still going to go for the lead runner after that play.
He must have thrown him a two-seamer over there. Didn't have much time to grab it and get a grip. Chris Taylor takes first pitch for ball. He's got something in common with you, Chris Taylor.
What's that?
Sorta, kind of.
Okay.
1-0 pitch, and it's a bouncer foul. Well, Chris actually knows how to juggle.
Oh.
And
well, I know how to juggle.
Well, you have a baseball card that shows you attempting to juggle.
No. That was actually.
Is that real?
Yeah. Give me a couple balls from the second row. I have to get this on camera here pretty soon.
Yeah, you got to show me.
This is like unbelievable.
Yeah.
I can't believe you called me out on.
Well, no, I think it's a nice baseball
international
card.
TV.
Oh, he's ready to go.
I gotta get I need a third one. I only have two.
We'll use that one.
No, it's the wrong weight. It's got to be the right weight.
Yeah, Chris,
that's all right.
Chris wanted to get out of class in middle school, so he went to a Shakespeare festival. He said the only way you can be part of it is if you juggle. So he learned. Kept him out of class.
I can't believe we're watching baseball instead of me juggling.
I know. All right, there we go. Here we go. See, the proof is in the pudding.
That's like, what are you talking about? You want to have, let's do the hit. You want to do the hit? Enough is said. Enough is done.
Catch that.
I don't do knives. I don't do bowling balls.
Anybody got any matches? We've got some flaming torches.
I don't do fire. If I wasn't sitting, we could do behind the back and under the leg, but, you know, we're just sitting here.
2-2. Doug Eddings flinched there for a second, but didn't call it, so it's 3-2.
You know where you learn to juggle? In the bullpen.
In the bullpen, yeah.
When you're sitting there watching the game, trying to figure out, you know where you get to be a really good, accurate sunflower seed flicker? In the bullpen. There's a lot of things you learn down there.
I'm not in tonight. What am I going to do?
Yep.
Payoff pitch. And that's ball 4. Well, Beatty was on the move. And he's at second base, so 2 on and 1 out.
I used to play hacky sack for half hour to an hour with Fernando Valenzuela all the time.
Really?
Oh yeah, and he was fantastic at it. We'd just see how many times we could, how long we could keep it in the air, either time or number of times we hit it. We started using it as a cardio supplement as we were keeping it in the air so long.
I mean, you know how many Dodger fans would like to have that memory? You know,
we'll just say it out. We saw Oral Hershiser and Fernando playing hacky sack. Yeah.
Or been in the game with you.
We used to play in the auxiliary clubhouse, the Angel Clubhouse, down on the Dodger side.
A.J. Pollock trying to get something done here with 2 on and 1 out. Dodgers with 2 runs in the first and a Will Smith 2-run homer after a Betts double. And then Zach McKinstry would come around to score on a base hit by Gavin Lux in the second inning. So 3-0. On the air down the right field side, Smith a long run, and he will get there. Beatty holds at second. Pollock flies out foul to Pavin Smith. Well, the juggling was impressive, I will say.
Yeah. It was kind of, I was a little nervous. I'm like, I haven't done this in a while. This is putting me on the spot.
Oh, pressure of live TV.
Exactly. If I would have dropped it, can you imagine? There would have been at least 3 people on Twitter that would have said something.
At least 3.
Just 3.
Yeah.
If it would have been negative, I would have muted them.
Zach McKinstry's 1 for 1. He chased one downstairs. A good slider by Peacock, and that's obviously, we talked about it earlier, but that's his best pitch, and he's demonstrating that tonight. The successes that he has had have been on the slider.
For me, his problem, Matt Peacock's problem, is his best pitches are balls. And when he throws strikes, they're flat. So he's got to find a way to get the ball to break sharp and be a strike. That pitch right there, it's a ball, but it's his best slider. He's got to find a way to land that kind of break in the strike zone, and then you can live in the strike zone. But he feasts on chase and really can't live in the strike zone, and that's why he has such a high ERA. And if you ask me how to get it on this plate, it's alignment. His alignment is off.
Kept throwing the slider, and McKinstry swings over the top. He strikes out, and the Dodgers will leave 2. World Champion Dodgers Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by the SoCal BMW Centers. BMW, the ultimate driving machine. And by Jack in the Box. Our $6.99 triple bacon cheesy Jack combo is here only at Jack in the Box. Dodgers 3, Diamondbacks nothing. Very partial crowd there tonight wearing blue at Chase Field in Phoenix, right there in downtown, smack in the middle of it. And getting ready to come up for the first time tonight is Nick Ahmed. And Nick Ahmed, the 8-hitter, hasn't been to the plate yet. The Dodgers' number 8 hitter McKinstry's been up twice already. So Buehler will face Ahmed, Peacock, and Rojas, and he starts off Ahmed with a strike on the edge. First pitch strikes, so important. Second pitch strikes aren't bad either.
Especially when they're 86-mile-an-hour sliders that go right off the table. And that one looked like a strike for a while.
Oh, 2 to Ahmed. Got him on 3 pitches. Strikeout number 3 for Walker Buehler.
Walker came back with the slider, threw it a little bit higher. It kind of slipped out of his hand a little bit, but it had enough action at 86 when you've been topping out at 98 with your fastball. The change of speed got him.
Buehler into the wind against his mound opponent, Matt Peacock, who, was taking all the way. I mean, he backed out to the on-deck circle. And
well, he didn't even ask for time, huh?
Oh. Again, he doesn't want anything to do with Buehler. And
you got a smile out of Buehler. Walker's looking to go right down the middle.
I mean, Peacock's just saying, here, you want to strike out?
Interesting strategy here. I've never seen this.
Well, now he's going to hang in there, and he's late on 95. Maybe that's kind of his version of the zone blitz, just kind of.
He's just trying to get in the pitcher's head until it's time to start swinging.
See ya. He says, thanks for coming.
Join us on Friday, June 25th, as the Dodgers take on the Cubs. Stay after the game for Friday Night Fireworks, presented by 76. To purchase your tickets, visit Dodgers.com/tickets. That action by Peacock in the batter's box might have just lit a fire under Walker Buehler, and he's not a good one to get angry.
He pitches with a lot of emotion. You know, for my money, he's one of the most fun pitchers to watch in baseball because of the way he can bottle it up, but you can tell he's got a fire within. Outside to Rojas, who's 0 for 1. Rojas grounded out to Chris Taylor to start the Diamondbacks' first inning. Rojas looking out there going, what was that?
And Walker Buehler catching the ball and getting right back on the rubber like, I've got a lot of energy and I want to expend it.
Buehler's in a real nice rhythm right now. This is the 10th start in his career against the Diamondbacks. He's 2-0. He's had a lot of no decisions. When you look at what he's done, though, in terms of wins and losses, 30 wins, 9 losses career since he made his debut in 2017. That's the highest winning percentage of any active pitcher in baseball. It's nearly 77% of the time he'll win his start. Osmero Petit second on that list, 26-9. Clayton Kershaw third at 57-22. And again, that's just since Buehler debuted in 2017.
Well, in the rotation right now, as far as stuff is concerned, he is most likely to throw a no-hitter as a Dodger. And you look at the 5 starters right now, he's the one that is locked in at a level that you could have a special night any time he takes the mound.
Payoff pitch. In the air, left field, Pollock. 3 up, 3 down, 2 punch outs for Walker Buehler. And we're through 3, heading to the 4th. Buehler in command. On Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Carl's Jr. Try the new hand-breaded chicken sandwiches from Carl's Jr. Feed your happy.
You are looking at Taft High School, Woodland Hills area, and they won the LA City Section Division I championship. Congratulations, guys. They beat Hamilton, and they beat them soundly, 14-4. That game that they played on a neutral field, usually played here at Dodger Stadium, but they didn't get that opportunity because of the pandemic. Hopefully next year, not everybody who graduates from that team maybe get another shot at it.
That's great. Congratulations to Taft. Walker Buehler to lead off the top of the 4th. He's got a new Diamondbacks catcher squatting behind him, and that is Stephen Vogt, who has taken over for Carson Kelly. And you've got to figure that the wrist where he was struck by the Buehler pitch has flared up on him, so he is out of the ball game. And now Vogt, the backup tonight, is in. Ball and 2 strikes to Walker Buehler. And Buehler so far in the hill has been sensational through the first third of the game. And he's out on strikes. 1 away for the Dodgers in the 4th.
Defensive change for the D-backs this inning. Now catching number 21, Stephen
Third
Vogt.
strikeout for Peacock.
At the plate, center fielder, Mookie Betts.
Here comes Mookie. He's been on base twice. Doubled and walked. And he says hello to Stephen Vogt. Peacock's first pitch to Betts, taken for a strike. .254, looking to climb that average. Over the course of Betts' career in June, he has been a .283 career hitter. We showed you last night, and it's worth repeating, that as the months move along in the baseball calendar, Mookie Betts' average over his career goes up. And the best number is September and October, where he hits .324. But the only months in his career where he hits under .300, April, May, and June. On the ground, backhanded in the hole by Ahmed. Long throw to get it.
That is just classic shortstop. That backhand and strong arm, and it was done so smoothly.
Shortstop, Gavin Lux.
Well, Lux with an RBI base hit last time up. Went to the opposite field. Left-handed batters came into the game hitting .329 against Peacock. Right-handers .244, so pretty big discrepancy there. This one's in the air to left center. Ketel Marte calling. And that's that. So 3 up, 3 down for the Dodgers in the 4th. Game is Cash from Henderson, Nevada, and his favorite player is Mookie Betts. To join the Junior Dodgers for a chance to be the Junior Dodger of the game, visit Dodgers.com/Junior Dodgers. Good name from Las Vegas, Cash.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a great name. Ketel Marte, the center fielder.
A lot better than Marker.
That's right. Or having the initials IOU.
Exactly.
2-0 pitch. Fouled off. 2 balls and a strike. Well, we're glad Cash is our Junior Dodger tonight. Well, with Oral Hershiser, Tim Neverett, glad you're watching the Dodgers from Arizona tonight. Leading 3-0, bottom of the 4th. 2-2 on Marte now. And as we head to the 4th, what have you liked the most from Walker Buehler so far?
Well, when he's locked in, he is really locked in. He's had a couple of hiccups as far as his command, the ball slipping out on the breaking ball and the one that he hit. But, you know, the hit by pitch. But, you know, looking at him, I'd say 80% of the time tonight, he's throwing the ball about exactly where he wants it.
Payoff. And he's walked him.
Except right there.
Leadoff walk this time.
When the Dodgers take on the Cubs Thursday, June 24th, the first 40,000 fans in attendance will receive a Cody Bellinger MVP bobblehead presented by Bank of America. For tickets, visit Dodgers.com/promotions.
Eduardo Escobar, switch hitting infielder, playing third base tonight. Was a second last night. As Drupal Cabrera has the night off for Arizona. Up and away from Buehler.
Most of his misses have been up, and most of his misses, if you ask me, the ball is kind of slipping out of his hands. Very dry there in Arizona. And if you get some baseballs that were rubbed up a few days ago, that mud on there can get slick. There doesn't even seem to be an ounce of sweat on there where he could actually just touch his neck and get a little moisture.
2-0 pitch. That's a and a high strike. That'll be 2-1.
Yeah, that was a cutter at 93, and at least on a cutter he's trying to keep his hand more on top of the ball when his fingers come through. With the four-seamer, you're more behind it and maybe your hand slides underneath it.
That was a pretty big call for Buehler to get. Instead of it being 3-0 to go to 2-1, now 2-2, and he's a pitch away from striking him out. Totally different scenario now, 2-2.
The slider and the cutter, when your hand is dry and the ball feels a little crisp in your hand and slick, those are the easier ones to keep down, because your fingers should end up on the top of the baseball.
Oh, got him.
That was outstanding right there with the curveball.
That is the 5th strikeout for Buehler.
The curveball, you work really hard to get to the front of the baseball, and that release, if you've got a good grip, you put that kind of spin on it. See how the fingers are all the way in the front. You don't try and flick your wrist early to throw a curveball. You get the fingers to the front of the baseball as soon as possible and then just rip it.
5 more strikeouts. Everyone gets a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow at Jack in the Box with the purchase of a large drink. Valid only at LA area restaurants. Christian Walker, who struck out swinging in the 2nd inning, files it back 0-1. It was an impressive nose to toes curveball to get Escobar. And if you're on deck, you've got to be saying, well, he's got that in his toolbox too.
He doesn't throw a lot of them, but when he does, and if he lands them even close, they are very effective.
Yeah, that's a strike too. Remember last night when Buehler got Walker to strike out on a pitch where he fell down on an awkward swing somewhat like this.
He spun him in the ground last night, Bauer did. Gets on the sides of his shoes, gets a little slippery.
There's a strikeout, and did he get him? No. So Marte is able to get to second base, but Walker goes down looking.
Slider for strike 3 looking, and Will Smith tries to get it down there as soon as possible. Will didn't do anything wrong. He released it well, got the throw in the area, but the base was stolen off of Walker Buehler. Walker did his job and got the strikeout, but just a little slow to the plate.
2 outs, runner at second base. And Stephen Vogt, first plate appearance of the ball game. He takes a strike. Stephen Vogt's been around a little bit. The Giants and the A's, both sides of the bay there. Also with Tampa Bay.
Great veteran presence in the clubhouse, behind the plate. Pitching coach on the field when he is back behind the plate.
His dad Randy played college baseball at Fresno State. Vote out of Visalia, California. Grew up a Giants fan. Got to live that dream and play for him. And now it's 2-2. What was your team growing up?
Wow. I had a few of them because we moved around so much. I started out a Yankee fan because I was born in Buffalo. Ended up a Phillies fan. That's where I went to high school in New Jersey, close to Philadelphia.
2-2 on the ground right side, knocked down by Beatty. And Buehler to the bag in time. This break in the action is brought to you by Ford and the fully electric F-150 Lightning. Let's take a look at it. Ford Motor Company, built Ford proud. Well, Doral Hershiser, Tim Never, Kirsten Watson with us as well. Chase Field in Phoenix. Downtown, 3-0. It's been all Dodgers so far as we go to the top of the 5th. They hope to add on here. His right-hander, Matt Peacock. And Justin Turner will have the honors to lead off in the 5th. Peacock 0-3 with an ERA of 7.15 in his last 3 starts, not counting tonight. And in those last 3 starts, he allowed 28 of the 60 batters he'd faced to reach base safely. And Walker handles the bounce, tosses to Peacock for the out, 1 gone. And here comes Will Smith. He broke the ice with an opposite field shot in the 1st inning. His 8th home run of the year. Scored Mookie Betts on the play. And that home run made it 2-0. Smith with a follow-up base hit in the third inning. He's 2 for 2. Pretty good numbers for Smith. And he goes the opposite way again and deep. This ball heading back, and it's bouncing off the track and over the wall and into the pool for a splashdown double. And Will Smith 3 for 3.
Single, double, home run. We are getting close to watching some at bats where you're hoping Will Smith can get a triple, but this one right here is a highlight by itself. An easy double once it bounds into the pool. Oh, that's the jacuzzi. He got it in the spa. That's even harder. It's a smaller target.
Spa day for the baseball.
Yeah.
And Matt Beatty, who crushed one high off the wall in center field in the first. Grounded into a force out in the third inning. 1 for 2. And a strike on the outside corner. 1 ball and 1 strike. A triple by Beatty, his first of the season. Takes the 1-1 for a strike. In 6 prior starts, Peacock had none better than the one at Chavez Ravine against the Dodgers, where he went 5 1/3 on May 19th. And Matt takes a close one inside, 2-2. He had a no decision in that start. But it was kind of a start you'd have to think that gave him some confidence. Young guy, first year in the big leagues, goes into Dodger Stadium, holds the world champs down for a little bit. Kept Arizona in the game. Arizona would end up losing. They lost all 4 in that series. And Beatty rips one foul that hooks well out of play.
Well, if you swing at the sinker that starts at the knees, goes just below, and if you swing at the slider that starts at the knees and gets up in the dirt, I think Peacock's going to have a good night. But if you will make him get the ball up and just kind of eyeball him up a little bit and wait for that mistake, right, and hammer him. Oh, like that one.
Just missed the 2-2. Shallow left. Peralta. That's the second out.
And Matt Beatty shrugged his shoulders and dropped his head after he missed that pitch.
Second baseman, Chris Taylor.
As pitchers have sleepless nights sometimes after a tough outing, I'm sure hitters do too, even when they have a decent game, for at-bats like that, because they know they just missed that one by a little bit.
There are nights when they barely get one pitch to hit in an at-bat, and they go home with their 0 for 4, and they go, you know what, it's okay, I'm still fine, that guy just had a great night pitching. But then there are other nights they go home, they get 1 hit or even 2, but they're upset about the other 2 at-bats because they got 2 or 3 pitches in the at-bat to rake, and they missed them.
A lot of hitters will tell you too, you get 4 or 5 at-bats in a night, you might get 1 sweet pitch, you might get 1 that is a total mistake, and it's your job to bury it up in the seats somewhere. This one, jam shot and a foul ball. Sure, Albert Pujols can tell you that after 21 years. 672 home runs. Imagine the number of pitches he's missed.
Yeah.
0-2 count. 1-2. And Taylor last year inducted into the University of Virginia Baseball Hall of Fame. He had one of the biggest hits in program history, a walk-off single in 2011 in the NCAA Super Regional. It was against UC Irvine, by the way. They may remember that. That knocked out the Anteaters and sent the Cavaliers to their second ever College World Series. And that was Taylor's hit that did it. On the ground left side, Escobar smears it and throws out Taylor. No runs a hit, one left. Halfway home in Arizona, 3-0 Dodgers. David from Tucson, Arizona. And happy birthday, David. He's 33. It's presented by Pacifico. A Pacifico fan of the game. Well, that looks pretty appetizing. Whatever that is.
I would drive to Phoenix, watch a Dodger game, and eat that for sure.
Definitely shareable. They got 3 spoons. Look at that. Buehler delivering to Peralta. Foul tip for strike 1. Now you know that is a big dish. I'll have that in 3 spoons, please.
It's the family plan.
Oh. Just a vicious pitch right there. Just nasty. And he gets ahead 0-2.
I love his curveball on the plate, just slightly low like that. He doesn't need to sweep it off the plate. It resembles that 4-seamer at the top of the strike zone so perfectly that he just leaves it on the plate a little bit more 12-6. Doesn't have to sweep it and get the chase wide on a righty, straight down on a lefty.
Bouncer to deep first. And Beatty throws a strike to Buehler for the out.
A little more of that weak contact.
One gone. Here's Pavin Smith, the right fielder. Get into an inning-ending double play in the second. You mentioned it earlier. He's pitching on an extra day's rest because of the off day Thursday right before the start of the series. And when you look at regular rest, the opposition hits .260 against him. But when he has that extra day rest, 148. You know, you have some pitchers who are real creatures of habit and they've got to pitch every 5th day. But in this case, it's the 6th day because of the day off, and it seems like he gets better.
You juggle your routine a little bit. You might move your side work back a day. You might put in an extra heavier cardio workout in there.
Curveball got him, strike 3. Buehler really has the curveball going. And he is baffling these Arizona hitters tonight. 7th strikeout for Walker Buehler.
The last 5 outs have either been a ground ball to first or 3 strikeouts.
And his defense hasn't had a lot of work tonight. Off the end of the bat foul. Nick Ahmed struck out swinging in the 3rd inning. 0 for 1. Nick Ahmed out of UConn. Played for the Huskies and the University of Connecticut. 0-1 pitch from Buehler. That was fouled out of play to the right. So Big Game Butane has the big breaking ball tonight. We've seen the elevated fastball. We've seen the cutter. He's got the bag of tricks working.
He just had those little bouts where the control has escaped him, but other than that, he has been locked in.
This one in the air to right field, and there is McKinstry to grab it for the out. 3 up and 3 down in the bottom of the 5th for Arizona. Walker Buehler, outstanding so far tonight. World Champion Dodgers Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa. Good times, less than 90 minutes from wherever you are. And by Mercury Insurance. Low rates, big discounts, great insurance. 3-0 Dodgers the lead, top of the 6th. Let's check in now with Kirsten Watson.
Tim, when I spoke with A.J. Pollock this afternoon, I asked him about the challenges of returning from the injured list and getting back to playing at the major league level. He said that there's flows to the season. An injury takes you out of that rhythm, but he's had some practice with it, and so there's good days and bad days. More recently, he said he's felt a little inconsistent, but he's feeling like he's getting back to where he was.
Hey, he's looking to do it now against the new pitcher, Kevin Ginkel. And the pitch to A.J. is up and in. Who's in? Who's out? It's Kevin Ginkel, 26-year-old. El Capitan High School in Lakeside. University of Arizona, also Southwestern College in Chula Vista. And A.J. hits one right to Escobar. 1 out.
Ginkel is a workhorse for this Arizona bullpen. He's in the top 10 as far as appearances in the National League. Pitching a little better lately compared to the rest of the bullpen.
McKinstry 1 for 2 with a run scored tonight. The ball 1 to McKinstry. Ginkel's a guy who went the college route and then the junior college route. He was drafted actually 3 times. Once by the Giants, once by the Red Sox, and then finally by the Diamondbacks. Once you went to junior college, you're eligible after every season there instead of the 4-year school where you're not. We see this occasionally, guys drafted twice, sometimes even 3 times, but Phil Bickford might take the cake. The Dodgers reliever, drafted in the 1st round twice.
Oh, really?
Didn't sign the first time with the Blue Jays. And this one hit hard but foul.
Zach's even barreling up his foul balls now, starting to really get locked in. Slow start for him coming off the IL, but lately he has been looking very good and getting some hits.
Three and 2. He's walked McKinstry.
Another round of rivalry baseball begins on Monday, June 28th, as the Dodgers take on those Giants. On Monday night, the first 40,000 fans in attendance will receive a snapback cap presented by Q-Cells. And on Tuesday, the first 40,000 fans will receive a Max Muncy bobblehead presented by Bank of America.
Walker Buehler 0 for 1 with a sacrifice bunt. Trying to do it again. Bunts it foul. And you see the Giants now. Those games now are not that they're not meaningful. They are. Their rivalry games are very, very meaningful. But in this case, you're battling for first place in the division.
The Giants losing today, so the Dodgers can pick up a full game if they can maintain this lead.
The Phillies took care of business in San Francisco this afternoon. Rhys Hoskins had a big night. And a lot of runs scored in that game, but Phillies got 13 of them, and the Giants couldn't overcome it. Buehler fouls it off again. 0-2 to Walker.
When you're bunting with no strikes, 1 strike, you're trying to get it to a position on the field. When you're bunting with 2 strikes, if it's still on, should have a little bit more direction directly back to the pitcher. Just try and get it the right distance.
He puts that one in fair territory, and he'll just get tagged out, but the sacrifice is second of the game.
Outstanding bunt for a 2-strike count. A little bit risky, but got the job done.
Well, it's been a special night for Buehler so far for a couple of reasons, but at the plate, from the pitcher hitting standpoint and doing his job, he's done it twice out of 3 times. Now Mookie Betts been on base twice, 1 for 2. Facing Kevin Ginkel. Breaking ball for a strike. Right-handed hitters are hitting .232 against Ginkel. But overall, the slider's been the big pitch for Ginkel, and opponents hitting .208 against it. He struck out 16 men with his slider. Paying a lot of attention to McKinstry.
Getting really close to a point in the game where a hit here from Betts and score another run can start to break Arizona's back. They've experienced an awful lot of losing, and to be down 4 runs going into their bottom of the 6th is going to seem pretty tough.
Slider 1-1. That's usually the magic number too in runs scored. When you get to 4, that becomes tough to overcome. And the Dodgers first in the National League in runs scored by average at 5.14 runs a game, and in contrast, the Diamondbacks have scored 4.2 runs a game. That's 8th in the National League, 18th in baseball. Another slider that misses. 2 balls, 1 strike.
Against the Dodgers, they're not scoring at that rate. The Dodgers are 5-0 against them, and the Diamondbacks have only scored 6 runs in those 5 games. This Dodger pitching staff is a lot tougher than the rest of the league.
3 straight sliders have missed. So you're the hitter, you see 3 straight sliders that miss.
It's where you get your scale out and you go Betts, Lux, Betts, Lux, Betts with a 3-1 count, Lux. I think he might get another pitcher's pitch here. See if Mookie wants to chase.
Puts it in the dirt. 4 straight sliders, and he walks Mookie. So Betts on board for the 3rd time tonight.
The scales were tipped in Gavin Lux's favor right there. To see an at bat right here with 1st and 2nd 2 out.
Gavin Lux.
McKinstry with the lead at 2nd. Betts getting off 1st. And Gavin Lux 1 for 3 with an RBI base hit. That came back in the 2nd inning. See if he can do it again. You see Ginkel almost in a crouch. You know, he's a tall guy. 6'4". Does that help him push off? Does that help his lower half by being in that crouch?
If he can move the lever system, it would help. It's all about how fast you can move your lever system, because we've seen guys, you know, 5'11" that can throw 97 miles an hour, and we've seen guys that are 6'10" that top out at 91. You've got to be able to move it. But yeah, the longer the lever system, if you can move it at the same speed as the guy that is a little smaller, you're going to get more leverage and more velocity, more spin.
See where Vogt's set up inside. That pitch looked like it missed the mark badly.
Gavin's been covering the ball away from him. He has not covered the fastball in as well this year.
It's 2-1. So Lux ahead of Ginkel here. 2 down, 2 on. Dodgers with 2 runs in the first, another in the second. They've been nursing this 3-0 lead for Buehler. Looks way ahead of him. Advantage count for the hitter. Justin Turner hoping to come up maybe with the bases loaded. Unless Lux gets a sweet pitch to hit here.
Dodgers with 4 walks tonight already. They had 7 walks yesterday, but they're mixing in a few more hits tonight with their walks.
Lux takes the fastball at 96, and Ginkel fills the count. Well, Betts and McKinstry can take off with this 3-2 pitch. They'll get a head start. See what Ginkel comes back with here. On the payoff pitch to Gavin Lux. He's walked him, and the bases are full of Dodgers. 3 walks in the inning. So Ginkel has walked him loaded, and Turner coming up. And Matt Hergis, the pitching coach, will come out to have a word.
He was a pitching coach in the Dodger organization and got the call from the Diamondbacks to become the big league pitching coach. He has a challenge on his hand this year with all the injuries he's had to the rotation, and then some of the difficulties some of these pitchers are having throwing strikes. There's been an imbalance in this game as far as the pitching is concerned for sure. Walker Buehler is on his game. D-backs haven't had a ball hit over 94 miles an hour, have not had a hard hit ball off of Walker Buehler. The Dodgers have had over 10 hard hit balls off of the Arizona pitching staff.
So here's Justin Turner. This year with the bases loaded, he is 1 for 6. A big opportunity with 2 men out. And it's into right center field. It's going to clear the bases. It gets past Smith. Betts comes in to score. And right behind him is Lux. It's a bases clearing double. And the Dodgers lead it 6-0. Justin Turner with a 3 RBI hit.
He just carves this ball up so good at taking breaking balls and changeups that are too low and getting the bat underneath it on the correct plane to hit that line drive. Such a smooth swing, and he does hit the fast track right there and get this ball barely to the wall. A 2-out rally.
Oh, and that really has pointed the dagger right at the Diamondbacks again tonight. Will Smith's having a night at the plate. 3 for 3. And you look at the last guy to hit for the cycle. Cody Bellinger did it against the Marlins in 2017.
The O-Dog had one. Orlando Hudson. Yeah. Wes Parker, the slick fielding first baseman.
So Smith has it. Probably a couple more at bats to hunt for that triple tonight.
At this pace with the Dodger offense keep turning over. hit a home run and miss home.
His one career triple happened this season. Hear what Steven Souza Jr. said last night after he hit his home run. After the game, he said he was so excited he almost missed first base. We've seen that already. We've seen that act in Pittsburgh with Brian Hayes, unfortunately for him, and it was against Buehler. Buehler had given up the home run, but it was taken off the board when
hit it right down the line, and he was watching for that, right?
Yeah, he was watching the ball instead of watching the base. And a strike called to Smith. Interesting politicking that has to go on between a catcher and an umpire when the catcher hits. He wants that same pitch for his pitcher next inning or the rest of the game. 3-2.
And once you have a lead like this, you don't argue as vehemently or state the facts of what you think the facts are. As in 6-0 lead, the last thing you want is to lose the umpire. From Arizona's side, they could argue a little bit more with their frustration. From the winning side, with the lead, just leave that relationship alone.
Payoff. Shot foul. Nothing doing in the Arizona bullpen, and this is a situation more than likely for Torey Lovullo where he basically has to worry about covering innings more than anything else.
Especially with a day game tomorrow. The quick turnaround, you throw somebody over 20 pitches tonight, you're probably not going to use them tomorrow. So with the Dodger lineup and the way they look at pitches and are very disciplined with deep pitch counts, you could go through 3 more pitchers the rest of the night and not be able to use them tomorrow. 4th walk of the inning.
And the Dodgers with runners at first and second. They walk more than any team in Major League Baseball, averaging 4.3 walks a game. That's first in the National League, first in baseball, and now the Diamondbacks will get somebody activated. I wonder if Will Smith might negotiate a trade with Matt Beatty for that triple.
Well, the Dodgers have hit as a lineup for the cycle between just Beatty and Smith.
And Beatty takes a strike. And that a triple, grounded into a force out in the 3rd, and then flying to left in the 5th. And the offense cranking tonight, and oh, by the way, the pitcher's doing pretty well also. Walker Buehler. So Joe Mantiply, who got in last night and really struggled, he ended up taking the loss in the game. Mantiply did not record an out and allowed 3 earned runs in the game last night. Here comes the 0-2 to Matt. It's in the dirt. At the point in the game, I say you call or text a friend and say, hey, you might want to turn on the Dodger game and check out Buehler.
Or they would look at the scoreboard and see the news is good.
1-2. Fouled off.
The only blemish for Walker Buehler is a hit by pitch, right?
And a walk. 2 walks.
2 walks, a hit by pitch. That's it. Those are the only runners.
Walked Ketel Marte and David Peralta and hit Carson Kelly. Kelly has since left the game. But that's it. 7 strikeouts for Buehler, who will come out in the bottom of the 6th and face the pitcher's spot. And the Diamondbacks are trying to get Ginkel through this inning so they don't have to make a double switch here or bring somebody else in that spot. They'd like Ginkel to get through it so they can make a straight change with a pinch hitter in the bottom of the inning.
Dave Roberts very comfortable with Buehler on the mound, and 6 runs already on the board. When the Dodgers score 6 or more, they have been 23-2 this year.
Beatty out on strike. Slider got him. But the Dodgers had 3 more. Justin Turner clears the bases with a double with 2 outs. 5 innings, no hits, no runs, 7 strikeouts, and 2 walks. 1 hit batsman for Walker Buehler tonight. And there he is back out on top of the pitching rubber. Getting set to go. He delivers ball 1 to Josh Reddick, who's come on to pinch hit. And this one fouled off, and it's 1-1. So Reddick hitting in the 9 spot. And then back to Josh Rojas and Ketel Marte in the top of the order. Walker Buehler has been magnificent tonight. And this one in play, and Beatty will handle it. 3 unassisted, 1 down. And the beat goes on.
Beatty's had a few opportunities over there. Had 4 balls hit to him tonight, 2 of them unassisted, and 2 with little help to record the out from Walker.
Josh Rojas grounded to second in the 1st inning and fly to left in the 3rd. Pitch up high and away. Ball 1. Noticed early in the ball game, Buehler had a lot of first pitch strikes. Not as many as time has gone on, but he still managed to get outs. And where do you think he is pitch count wise right now?
He's been at 100 and slightly over 3 times this year. I think the maximum has been about 105. Very conservative with him because they know what he is like in September and October in big games. So they want to make sure that he is ready for those games, not push him too far during the regular season. The reins are off. We just got to see how long the reins are.
1-2. Got him looking. Breaking ball, and Rojas strikes out. He doesn't like it. He's chirping with Doug Eddings. 2 down for the Diamondbacks. Strikeout number 8 for Buehler.
High breaking ball, and Walker gets the call. And the only opinion that matters is behind home plate with a mask on, wearing black.
2 down, Ketel Marte 0 for 1 with a walk. Looks low, ball 1. 2 down in the 6th. There's a hard hit ball foul. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ketel Marte has been one of only 3 base runners tonight. None of them allowed via the hit. Marte was walked in the 4th. 2 balls and a strike. That one caught Will Smith the wrong way. 2-2. Get him on the neck.
Where he's rubbing, that could be it. What happened? Yeah, in his jaw. He's trying to loosen his jaw. Oh, wow. Off the shoulder to the neck. He's hilarious. He's so low key, but so tough.
He must have the slowest heartbeat on the team, you know, and nothing phases him.
And he's got the kindest eyes. You know, you just look at him and it doesn't even feel like he could ever get mad at anybody with his facial expressions.
Two balls, 2 strikes. Buehler rocks and he fires one home. 3-2. Eduardo Escobar waiting in the on-deck circle for Arizona. Payoff pitch. Oh, grounder left side. That'll be charged by Lux. Throws, and it's in time to get him. 3 up and 3 down. That's 9 straight. Set down for Walker Buehler.
Dodgers take a look at the career of Andy Burns, who made his major league debut back in 2016, and he is mic'd up before batting practice. The Dodgers play the Diamondbacks in Arizona. Don't miss Backstage Dodgers Friday, presented by Cadillac.
Just signed today, free agent contract. Jake Faria, La Palma, California, and with Tampa Bay, and most recently in 2019 with Milwaukee. And Faria will face Chris Taylor to start things off here in the 7th. Dodgers a 6-0 lead. And the first ball is hit to right in the 7th, right at Smith, 1 out. The story tonight, Walker Buehler. He has only walked 2 and hit a man. That's it. There's 3 base runners allowed, and none of them getting there with a hit. A.J. Pollock 0 for 3 tonight against his former team, the team that drafted him out of Notre Dame. Sure, A.J. looking forward to Father's Day tomorrow. Father of Maddie May. Last year going through this time, complications with the premature birth of his daughter, and everything's a-okay now. But it'll be Father's Day #1 for A.J. with not a lot on his mind other than playing baseball and being able to stay home, because he has his home in Arizona, so he'll sleep in his own bed tonight. AJ thought about opting out last year. Of course, he did come down with COVID-19 too, but got over that, and his wife Kate said, "You're not opting out. You're not going to watch the Dodgers win the World Series from the couch. You get out there to summer camp." And he did, and for the 60-game season, had a great season and helped the Dodgers win a World Series, just like she predicted.
She asked him the rhetorical question, what would it be like? What would it feel like to sit here and watch them win it? And he answered it, and that was the answer for the family.
He said, "Where are the car keys?" There's a chopper down to third. He's hustling to first. Escobar with a bare hand play too late. And AJ's got a hit.
AJ's always been able to run well. Center fielder when he played here in Arizona, plays center fielder for the Dodgers, but also now mostly in left. And so as soon as that ball got a certain amount of feet above the field, when he chopped it off the plate, he was going to be safe.
Jake Faria, the right-hander, at the high school at Gar High School in Cerritos. Facing McKinstry and delivering a strike. 1 on, 1 out in the Dodgers' 7th inning. McKinstry has scored 2 of the 6 runs. Singled and then scored in the 2nd, walked and scored on Turner's hit in the 6th. 1-1.
As the Dodgers get healthy, Seager, Muncy, Bellinger, a lot of these guys are not going to get the same amount of at-bats. Their time is going to be cut back. these at-bats right now are very valuable. As Dave Roberts has always said, I'm trying to keep the roster relevant. And what that means is he wants to keep them all in game shape, game ready, used to the timing of a big league game, not sitting for a week or 5 days and then having to call on somebody because of an injury or a crucial situation. So when these guys are getting to start, the Beattys, the McKinstries, these at-bats are really valuable for the second half of the season.
3 balls and 1 strike. So Faria, according to Stephen Vogt, second catcher used in the game. Word from the Diamondbacks clubhouse, a fractured wrist for Carson Kelly.
And we've seen that so often with check swings where the hands are moving forward and they get hit. There's just no deadening that impact.
He stayed in the game, remember, then came out and caught another half inning with a fractured wrist.
It was his right hand, so it was his throwing hand back. That must have been painful every throw.
3-1 to McKinstry. Now it's 3-2. A.J. Pollock will take off. Perhaps, or maybe not. A.J.'s got a good lead. And there he goes. Throw down by Vogt. It's going to be in lots of time. But ball 4.
Pitcher.
So first and second and 1 out. Walker Buehler with 2 sacrifice bunts tonight. Why not here again? 4th plate appearance. I think a lot of pitchers, you would agree, you get 4 plate appearances in a game, especially these days. That just means one thing. That means you're in the game. You're having a heck of a game.
Starting pitcher?
Yes.
No, that means your offense is scoring a lot of runs.
That too.
Yeah, you can't. You're not coming around 4 times in 7 innings if they're not getting you a lot of runs. They'd have to be having a bases loaded, 2 out, make the last out situation almost every inning.
And both are true tonight in this case.
Yep. Now, 4 at bats in a 9-inning game, you could be out there winning 1-0. But 4 at bats in the 7th inning, yeah, your team is scoring you some runs.
Diamondbacks scoreless in the series so far. The Dodgers have been able to get some things done. Throw to third is wide, and everybody's safe. Walker, the first baseman, was crashing. Thought he had a shot at the out at third, but the throw off the mark, and Escobar, in an effort to catch it, could not make a catch and tag in the same motion.
The information Walker doesn't have is he doesn't know, because the ball's popped up, did A.J. Pollock freeze or did he run? And Pollock did a nice job reading the play, making it close at third, did not completely freeze after his secondary lead, and got the third in time. That would have been bang, bang, even if the throw was accurate.
Well, sacrifice fielder's choice. He's aboard, and the bases are loaded for Betts. Strike 1 to Mookie. Betts with the bases loaded this year is 1 for 8. Typically been very good throughout his career with the bases full. And that's fouled back. The Dodgers with the bases loaded. Second in Major League Baseball. 5 grand slams. Pollock's got one. Beatty's got one. Lux with 2. They have done a good job with 3 men on this year.
When you'll take your walks and pass the baton, it sets it up for grannies an awful lot.
0-2 pitch to Betts. Nobody able to go anywhere. Blocked by Vogt. Faria delivering the 1-2. And this ball is lifted in the air to left. Back is Peralta, and he will make the grab. Scoring on the play is A.J. Pollock, and it's 7-0. Sacrifice fly and an RBI for Betts. Second game in a row he's done that. And Betts now with 27 runs batted in.
Shortstop, Diamondbacks.
Dodgers getting closer to putting this game away, winning the series, and then going for a sweep tomorrow. Right about now, Gavin Lux wants to get greedy.
1 for 3 with a walk and a run scored. He's also driven in a run. First base foul. The Diamondbacks set a franchise record with their 15th consecutive loss last night. The last team in this neighborhood, the 2011 Mariners, when they lost 17 in a row. The Diamondbacks and the 2011 Mariners rearview mirror and closing. The 0-1. Now it's 0-2.
Amazing the injuries the Dodgers have had, but you can still consider this lineup long. It doesn't just end after the fourth hitter. Last night 5 through 9 got the damage done. Today it's 1 through 9.
And you still have Muncy, Bellinger, and Seager on the way.
Exactly. This win goes in the books. They're only a game and a half out of first with everything that they have gone through. And more than a half of the season is left.
And he chased it, and he's down on strikes, and the Dodgers leave too, but they get one. And we're at stretch time. Big time for Walker Buehler. World Champion Dodger Baseball on Sportsnet LA is brought to you by Nissan. Things are heating up at the Nissan Summer Sales Event. Find the one online or at your local Nissan store. And by Postmates, when all you can dinner is think about. Postmates.
You read that correctly. I back you up.
Well, Walker Buehler, he is in the driver's seat, has been since pitch number 1.
Thrown the ball very well, Tim. The breaking ball has been a nice complement to the high fastball. The slider has been excellent. When he's needed a strike, a lot of time he has gone to the slider or the cutter.
Well, face the middle part of the Arizona order. Eduardo Escobar, Christian Walker, and Stephen Vogt. Again, the bad news for Arizona, they've lost Carson Kelly to a fractured wrist. And Buehler hit him with a pitch in the second inning. First pitch up high and away, and a defensive substitution at first base. Andy Burns takes over there. 1-1. We saw Burns there last night. Pujols began the game last night, and Burns finished it at first. 2 strikes on Escobar. Chase the breaking ball, got a piece of it, still foul. Well, you get to this point in this kind of game, what's in the mind of Walker Buehler right now?
He's going pitch to pitch. You go batter to batter early in the game. You might go inning to inning if you're feeling locked in and you have a big lead like this. But with what's on the line, he's going pitch to pitch.
Got him. Strikeout number 9 for Buehler.
High fastball. It has been excellent, especially at that height right there. Looks great to the hitter, but it's really hard to make contact with.
Well, the gas is looking good this late in the ball game. Christian Walker 0 for 2. He's got bookended strikeouts, one swinging, one looking. And he'll start his at bat with a strike on the outside corner. And this one fouled off. Burns giving it a look, and he's just out of room. And a net in between he and the baseball. Burns has been another nice story lately. And played in the big league since 2016. And 2 years in Korea, where he said he really learned a lot about hitting. Finally getting back to the big leagues, and he's got a couple of hits already with the Dodgers. Ball and 2 strikes to Walker. Two and 2.
What's he want to finish him with? He could go high fastball, he can go slider, and he can try and bury a curveball. He's got a lot of choices. Looks like they're going slider.
And there is strikeout number 10. And Walker Buehler appears to be getting stronger as the game is going on.
He had a lot of choices. He went with the slider. Wasn't his best, but it was good enough. Has some altitude, but still has some break.
And that is strikeout number 10 for the Dodgers, which means that everyone gets a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow at Jack in the Box with the purchase of a large drink. Just ask for the Dodger deal when you order. Valid only at LA area restaurants. Stephen Vogt takes ball 1. And a ground ball to first. Andy Burns will take it himself. It's 12 in a row. 7 no-hit innings for Walker Buehler. The Diamondbacks in Phoenix tomorrow afternoon. And then on to San Diego and 3 with the Padres. All 7 p.m. starts right here on Sportsnet LA.
Dodgers have done a nice job with San Diego on the horizon, not treating these as trap games or performing like they're trap games. They've done very well. The 3-0 start yesterday, and now 7-0 tonight.
Dodgers have given Walker Buehler enough runs, and Walker's done the rest. Top of the 8th. Justin Turner had a bases clearing double in the 6th. And a strike called. Might have grazed the outside corner somewhere. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the 1-1 pitch from Faria. That's 1-2. Well, like I said a couple of innings ago, it might be a good time to call some friends and tell them to tune in.
This could be a very special game. Been 7 of these in the big leagues this year. Madison Bumgarner had a 7-inning stint where he didn't give up any hits. It was not labeled a no-hitter because it was half of a doubleheader and wasn't 9.
Interestingly enough, the Diamondbacks have not won a road game since Bumgarner's 7-inning no-hitter. And the Orioles also have not won a road game since John Means' 9-inning no-hitter. This one to right field and a base hit for Turner. So here is Will Smith. He needs one more for a special night of his own. He's got the home run, the single, the double. And Will Smith with another crack at a cycle here.
Well, the hardest portion of the cycle is still what he is looking for. He even has the cherry on top with the walk.
He's been on base every time. Ball one to Smith. And 2-0. So a good count for Smith here. Hitter's advantage. One on, nobody out after the base hit by Turner to start the 8th. And Will hits a high fly ball to center field, playable for Ketel Marte. It's the first time they've been able to get Will Smith out tonight.
First baseman, Andy Burns.
And here's Andy Burns' first plate appearance tonight. Andy hit his first big league double in a while. That was last night. And he scored in an interesting manner. The score was 2-0. He was at third base, and Stefan Crichton, who had come on in relief of Joe Mantiply, balked. And Burns was the one that came home to score. This one is fired off foul to the right. And that's your leading man right now.
Alone in his thoughts.
One, two. Side corner got him, and Burns goes down looking. 2 down in the Dodger 8th. Jake Faria picks up his second strikeout.
Hits the target and gets the benefit of the doubt. The ball looks inside electronically, but he got the call.
Chris Taylor sees one in the dirt, and Turner stays put at first base. And 2 down, 1 on. And the Diamondbacks working their way down to the bottom part of the batting order. And Walker Buehler in the bottom of the 8th will face David Peralta, Pavin Smith, and Nick Ahmed. Strike to Taylor. Taylor without a hit tonight. Did reach base in the third inning when he walked. It's 2-1 to Chris. And we mentioned it earlier in the game. This is the anniversary of the Dodgers trade to get him from Seattle. Dodgers sending Zach Lee to Seattle. Didn't work out for Zach Lee and the Mariners. It worked out great for the Dodgers. Three and one now to Taylor. You'd think it'd be a lonely spot on the bench right now for Buehler, but he is getting a little chat in.
People will speak to him only if he speaks to them.
And Taylor hits a high fly ball, left field, gone. A home run. Chris Taylor makes it 9-0. A 2-run shot, 10th home run for Taylor.
You write down your all-star team. You were writing it in pencil maybe to start so you could move guys around, but after that swing, Chris Taylor is putting his name in ink.
And now A.J. Pollock with 2 outs and the bases clear. Well, we've been talking about Taylor and his campaign, and he deserves to be in Denver in mid-July. And just proved it again. He has been demonstrating his abilities with the bat a lot lately. And some may be tuning in from other parts of the country with what's going on here late in the game, and you get to see Chris Taylor. Maybe you don't get to see him very much. Well, that's what he does.
Well, he does it all over the field. He has oppo power. He's got power to left field, and he plays all over the field for the Dodgers, and he plays at a Gold Glove level everywhere you put him.
Jake Faria again just acquired today, and the move the Diamondbacks had to make roster-wise was they designated infielder Ildemaro Vargas for assignment. Inside target set. That's where it goes. 2-2 to AJ. Again, Faria. He spent the bulk of his brief big league time with Tampa Bay. Two outs, the 2-ball, 2-strike pitch. And the breaking ball hit on the ground to shortstop Nick Ahmed. Slings it on to first. And the Dodgers are done. Chris Taylor's 2-run home run gives Walker Buehler a little bit more pad. 9-0 heading to the bottom of the 8th inning. Walker Buehler starts the bottom of the 8th inning against David Peralta. Strike one. Buehler has retired the last 12 men in a row, 15 of the last 16. He walked Peralta in the second inning. He hit Carson Kelly in the second inning and walked Marte in the fourth. Those are the only base runners for Arizona tonight. 1 ball and 1 strike. And the pitch. And a line drive, base hit, and there goes the no-hitter. David Peralta breaks up Walker Buehler's tremendous night.
It's a standing ovation from the Dodger fans that travel so well to Arizona It's an up cutter. And Peralta does a nice job getting on it and hitting a line drive.
And here's Smith. Well, the horde of Dodger fans appreciating Buehler's effort. And what an effort it has been. And Smith takes a strike on the corner, a curveball. If you're thinking about pitch count, as we now see Mitch White warming up. Walker Buehler has, in the regular season, thrown as many as 111 pitches in a game. That was 2 years ago. And then in the postseason in 2019, he had 117 pitches in one game.
Dave Roberts in the past has had some tough calls, taking guys out of no-hit bids and also letting them go for it.
There goes Smith on strikes. That's strikeout number 11 for Buehler.
Think about the Ross Stripling outing back in 2016 when he took him out after 7 1/3 no-hit ball on 100 pitches to protect Ross's health. Think about Dave Roberts letting Rich Hill continue in Pittsburgh back in 17. At 9 innings, through 9 innings, Rich Hill had 95 pitches and ended up losing the game to Josh Harrison's home run in the 10th with 99 pitches. Walker's pitch count was starting to get up there. It was going to be tough for Dave if it continued.
A strike to Nick Ahmed. There have been 17 one-hitters thrown in the Los Angeles era. Don Sutton threw 5 of them. There's a ground ball just past Lux. Second hit of the game for Arizona's. Walker Buehler still continuing a tremendous night. Any pitcher would take this night, but took the no-hitter into the 8th. And Dave Roberts up on the dugout step thinking about it.
A slider that has not given up a hit all night. They were 0 for 10 off sliders and curveballs tonight until that base hit.
So that will do it. Walker Buehler will come out after 108 pitches to a standing ovation on the road. Buehler 7 1/3 shutout innings as he leaves to a rousing round of applause, and he acknowledges the fans. What a night for Buehler. Presented by your Southern California Ford dealers, and I'm sure they'll be talking a little bit about Buehler tonight. 7 1/3, 108 pitches, and 72 of those 108 4 strikes. Just an all-around terrific night for Buehler, who flirted with a no-no.
He really leaned on the fastball tonight. About 50% of his pitches were fastballs. The curveball and slider were almost untouchable. And what a night for him. I'm sure he's got some goosebumps and adrenaline even as he walks off the mound.
Just a magnificent performance for Buehler as Mitch White rifles one right past the man for a strike. And all Buehler can do is watch, and he'll get the conversation going with somebody who's been there and done that. Clayton Kershaw. There's a base hit to right field, and rounding third is Peralta. Here comes the throw, and he's safe. And the Diamondbacks will get the first run of the series for them. And Tim Locastro knocks it in, the former Dodger. And a pinch hit roll, and that'll take the 0 off the board in the run column for Buehler.
Dodgers threw their 8th shutout of the year yesterday, and this one looked like it had a chance to be a shutout. This base hit here, it's awfully close. Peralta, after the swipe tag, he gets the plate with his hand, but he wanted to make sure, so as he walked to the Diamondback dugout, he came by and walked across home plate.
So Nick Ahmed at second base, Locastro at first, and the batter is Rojas. And Mitch White delivers up and away. Well, Walker Buehler does have his name attached to a no-hitter, a combined no-hitter. 2018 in Mexico against the Padres. He, along with Tony Cingrani, Yimi Garcia, and Adam Liberatore, pitched a combined no-hitter. So he's got his name in the record book. He'd love to have one by himself and join the greats like Koufax and Kershaw. Koufax, of course, with 4 of them in successive years: 1962, 63, 64, and another one in 65.
Fernando, Ramon Martinez, some really good ones that have worn the Dodger uniform and thrown no-hitters. Hideo Nomo in Colorado.
And along with Kershaw's in 2014, Josh Beckett also had one in 2014.
Last out was a fastball right down the middle to Chase Utley after a long meeting on the mound because he had fouled off so many pitches. And Josh Beckett got to the point where he said, you know what, the only pitch he's not looking for is a fastball down the middle. Let's just throw him that. Can you imagine you got a chance to throw no hitter? That's what you decide.
That's when you know you're feeling good and almost invincible at that point. There's Jerry Royce with one in 1980. Yeah. Kevin Gross in 92. People won't believe us now, but how about the conversation we had before we went on the air tonight? We're sitting here in the booth talking about Walker and the fact that he's basically a no-hitter waiting to happen. And he almost did it tonight.
We had witnesses to our
We did have witnesses. We did,
yeah.
and we did have that conversation.
And he's the guy with the arm right now and the stuff that can do it.
He's out. So Rojas out on strikes. Mitch gets him. 2 down for the Diamondbacks in the bottom of the 8th inning. If this holds, Buehler's ERA right now, after being charged with the 1 run this inning, is at 2.28. So it's dropped 10 points from where he began earlier tonight at 2.38. Mitch White against Ketel Marte deals high. Don't you have the feeling this won't be the last time we're talking about Buehler this late in the ball game with no hits?
I think it'll happen again this year.
Marte, left center field and deep, and it is going to bounce off the wall. Another run comes in. And Locastro right behind him. 9-3. So Ahmed scoring. That'll be charged to Walker Buehler. And Locastro charged to Mitch White. So that'll close the book on Buehler. 5 weeks from now, they'll look at this, they'll say, oh, he gave up 2 runs, but that really wasn't the whole story. Ketel Marte with a 2-run double. Marte doubled number 10. Eduardo Escobar. And it's second and 2 down. 9-3, Dodgers a 6-run lead. Breaking ball strike. Well, it's updated the ERA just now, and Buehler didn't lose a point, didn't gain a point. It's exactly where it was when he started tonight, 2.38.
Coming into the game, 238 was 11th in the league. We'll see what it is tomorrow. He is having an outstanding year. And again, has not lost a game since back in September 21st, 2019.
Nobody covering third. Marte takes off and swipes the bag uncontested. Now Mitch White concentrating on Eduardo Escobar, who has struck out 3 times tonight. Mitch White trying to give him the golden sombrero here. See if he can get him for the 4th time. Walker Buehler in line for his 7th win against no losses. He knows exactly when his last negative decision was. He was asked about it recently, and before the question was even finished, he started the answer. In September of 2019 against Colorado. But he's gone that long without a negative decision. 23 straight regular season starts without a loss. Longest active streak in baseball. Two pitch to Escobar. Dodger home runs tonight. Will Smith, Chris Taylor. 3-run double for Justin Turner in the 6th. Turner with 2 hits on the night. Dodgers with 11 hits overall. There's a bounding ball to the right side, and Lux cuts right in front of Taylor, throws it to Burns and gets Escobar. Walker Buehler with a fantastic night tonight. 9-3 heading to the 9th. Ryan Buchter, left-hander, makes his 9th appearance. ERA pretty high at 6.75. And an 0-1 record. So Buchter will face Zach McKinstry to get things going in the 9th inning. Dodgers a 6-run lead, 9-3. What was a special night for Walker Buehler, number 1, but almost was even more special. Took the no-hitter into the 8th inning, and the first batter, David Peralta, broke it up. Here comes the first pitch to Zach McKinstry from Ryan Buchter. Right. Fastball outside. Tim LeCastro remains in the game. He's in center field. McKinstry had a base hit in the 2nd inning, scored a run then. He scored another one in the 6th. He's walked twice tonight. That was the man of the hour last night, Steven Souza Jr., and he'll come in and bat in the 9th spot for the pitcher Mitch White. One and two. Buchter has not allowed an earned run in 6 of his 8 appearances. He's got a pretty good curveball.
With his height and the arm angle, it is a big sweeper that probably seems like it's coming from behind you when you're hitting from the left side.
If the name sounds familiar too, well, he was with the Angels last year. He appeared in 10 games with the Halos. And this one down the left field side and foul ground. Peralta won't get to it. Walker Buehler at one point had retired 12 in a row. 15 out of 16 late in the game as he headed into the 8th inning. He had walked 2. Peralta was one of them. Peralta the only guy to reach base twice against Buehler. 2-2 to McKinstry. Curveball hit up in the air toward left field. And over there, the speedy Locastro in left center to make the catch. 1 out for the Dodgers in the 9th. And Steven Souza Jr. Boy, good story last night. As just before this one, he was knocked out. The pitch was up and in. The next pitch, he put it in the bullpen. It's been a long time for him. He hit a home run last August for the Cubs, and that was his last big league home run prior to last night.
Love the energy and love the way the teammates greeted him in the dugout. They usually look to the young players to bring that creative energy on a daily basis, but a veteran brought it last night.
Yeah, he's had some big moments in his career. You got to remember in what year was it? 2014, I think, when he was with Washington. He made a spectacular defensive play to save a no-hitter for Jordan Zimmerman. It was, one of those circus catches and preserve the no-hitter. Had a powerful year in 2017 with Tampa Bay, hitting 30 home runs for the Rays. It's just how the story of baseball goes with certain players. You have your ups, your downs, your doubts. You don't know where you're going to be, and then you're hitting a ball out of the ballpark. This one's going to be foul, though. But the emotions that this game can play with certain players, it's just indescribable, I think, to fans who follow the game sometimes, how mentally tough you have to be when things aren't going your way. Waited on that curveball to bounce the foul.
When something that you love so much is hanging in the balance, and that is something that you've loved since you were a little boy, and all of a sudden you've lived your dream, but it might be coming to an end, it is very tough to take. I think the biggest part of his story in becoming a Dodger is the Dodgers convincing him that he was good enough and needed to come back.
He chases one up high and strikes out. So that'll do it for Steven Souza Jr. here in the 9th inning. 2 down.
Center fielder Mookie Betts.
Ryan Buchter wins that battle. Now he'll have to face Mookie Betts. Betts with an RBI tonight. He's walked twice, scored twice, and also hit a double. And a ground ball to Ahmed. And we'll go to the bottom of the 9th. 3 outs to get for the Dodgers to take game 2. Left-hander Garrett Clevenger will be tasked to wrap this one up tonight. 9th appearance for him. 1-3, 4.50. The earned run average. Was activated from the injured list Thursday on the day off. He missed 27 games with inflammation in the left forearm. So the last time he was actually in a game was May 15th. So it's been a little more than a month. And that was against the Marlins. He scored, through 2/3 scoreless innings in that game. So back in game action. Clevenger debuted with the Phillies last September 17th. That was against the New York Mets. That's a day he won't forget, his major league debut. And now trying to get the last 3 outs of this one. Dodgers up 9-3 on a big night for Walker Buehler on the mound. Christian Walker has struck out 3 times. So you know things are going in a certain direction for the Diamondbacks when your 3 and 4 hitters are 0 for 7 with 6 strikeouts. My guess is that Torey Lovullo will shake up the batting order a little tomorrow for the day game.
He'll have another sleepless night, maybe tossing and turning until 3 or 4 in the morning, as he has said he has done, trying to figure out what pieces to juggle into a place to try and get a W.
It'd be a great conversation to listen to. As Albert has been a happy spectator and probably a helpful spectator tonight.
Steven Souza, a veteran bat to sign. Albert Pujols, a veteran bat. And these guys have contributed right away.
The Diamondbacks have not announced a starter yet for tomorrow. Probably one of those situations where they have to see what happens tonight.
It could end up being a bullpen day for them.
Tony Gonsolin going for the Dodgers tomorrow. Same place where he made his big league debut was Arizona in a day game. 2019.
That did not go very well. A lot of softly hit balls, a few walks.
Catcher Stephen Vogt on deck. So nobody out, bottom of the 9th inning. Clevenger has walked the first man he's faced.
Garrett trying to secure a roll down there in the bullpen from the left side, trying to help out David Price and Victor Gonzalez.
Vogt is 0 for 2. Grounded out twice to first. Good curveball, drops in for a strike. There's nothing in 1 to Vogt. We see it all the time, unfortunately, in the game, but guys come out of the bullpen, walk the first guy they see. Is that a product of maybe trying to be too fine?
Well, for a guy like this who hasn't been on the big league mound in a while, there could be just a little bit of rust and nerves and adrenaline and all of it. And I especially think that way when a guy is wild to the arm side, and that means the ball's coming out a little early and you're giving a little too much effort before you land and stabilize into the ground.
0-2 to Vogt. Oh, he got him looking. They're feeling a lot more comfortable now as Clevenger as he strikes out Stephen Vogt. 1 down in the bottom of the 9th.
Breaking ball gets you a little bit more patient, and he executes it very nicely.
There's Peralta, man who spoiled the party tonight. Clevenger gets ahead of him. But you got to know that in that Arizona dugout, in any dugout, when there's a no-hitter going against you so late, I mean, there's a lot of chatter among the players. Who's going to get it? You know, how are we going to break it up? And it was Peralta whose number came up. Clevenger's 1-1. This one's up in the air. Mookie Betts out number 2, and the Diamondbacks down to their last out. And they are on the verge of losing their franchise record 16th straight game. Now Smith due up. Smith hit into a double play in the second inning, struck out swinging in the 5th, then swinging again in the 8th. And Clevenger trying to wrap this one up, put it to bed, and get ready for the Father's Day game tomorrow. Happy early Father's Day, by the way. So I hope folks had a good Juneteenth today. I know the Dodgers are doing a lot in the community over this weekend to commemorate that. It's great. So 1 ball, no strikes. The count to Smith. 2 down, bottom of the 9th. Can get over to second base, and defensive indifference. His run doesn't mean anything, and Clevenger really doesn't need to pay attention to him. Doesn't look at him. Well, he does. And the 1-1. And a good pitch, and now the Diamondbacks down to their last strike tonight.
Pick your poison, the high fastball or another breaking ball away.
Tough times for a good man right there, Torey Lovullo. Manager of the year in 2017 in the National League. He right now is experiencing times that he has never been through in his baseball career. The 2-2 to Smith. Clevenger will have to throw an 18th pitch. The payoff pitch from Clevenger. One more time. I don't know if the folks who normally go to the ballpark and cheer for the Diamondbacks have seen a visiting crowd like this.
No, you know, the Dodgers travel so well. You've got the local Dodger fans in the area, and then you've got the ones that traveled from Los Angeles. And you're at a time when the Diamondback fans aren't showing up right now.
The Dodger fans have been treated to a great one here tonight. That's the ball game. It's a Dodger W in Phoenix. 9-3 final score. Clevenger wraps it up. Walker Buehler takes a no-hitter into the 8th inning. Justin Turner has a 3-run double tonight. And the Diamondbacks lose a franchise record 16th straight. Dodgers now 43 and 27, and they gain a little ground on the Giants in the division.
Last night the Dodgers scored 3 and they were late and only scored in 1 inning. Tonight they scored in 5 different innings. That is a great sign for the offense, and what a night from Walker Buehler.
Dodgers win it by a score of 9-3. For Kirsten Watson and Oral Hershiser, I'm Tim Neverett. Hope you enjoyed the ball game tonight. Dodgers will go for the sweep tomorrow. Now stay tuned for Access Sportsnet Dodgers, presented by your Southern California Ford dealers.